Good morning. This is Brian Mako from Open Mind Accounting. And as you know, I do Rocky View Entrepreneur Series, and I feature clients of my own or colleagues or affiliates of mine. And this morning, I've got Jason Seitanidis from Matador Pizza. And good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Brian. Thanks for having me today.
Well, thanks for coming. I'm really interested in your restaurant and all of the quality and the various different products and the menu items as well. And we can talk about your restaurant. And I see that there's some really interesting art and history in there that you've got as well. So we can just start at the start. Why don't you tell us how you got going?
Well, sure. I'll tell you a brief history about Matador Pizza. Matador Pizza was opened in 1976. It was opened in Varsity, the community of Varsity in Northwest Calgary, on the corner of Shaganappy Trail and Varsity Drive. Uh, we make a Calgary Greek style pizza, which is pretty unique to our area here in Calgary, obviously being Calgary Greek style pizza. Uh, and we're a family restaurant with a full service lounge, and we do pickup, dine in, and online delivery.
That's pretty awesome. Well, why don't we drill down on some of that too? Like, who are your patrons?
Sure.
Like, who are the people that mostly come to your restaurant?
Well, that's a great question. My average clientele is anywhere from months old to well into their 90s. We're very, very blessed that on any given day, there could be four generations sitting at a table in Matador Pizza.
That is cool. Well, because
Yeah,
it's been around since '76, so there we can fit a few generations in that time frame.
yeah, yeah. We're pushing almost 50 years. You know, it's kind of challenging to find a restaurant that's been around for as long as we have. I can't think of any off the top of my head that have been here, been in the same location for almost 50 years in Calgary. Pretty unique.
Yeah, a lot can go. You can probably count them on one hand, the number of restaurants that have lasted that long.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're right.
that's awesome. So, why don't we talk more about the now that we're talking about lunch is approaching, I'm getting hungry now as we talk about this. So, tell me about the Greek style pizza. What goes into that?
Sure. Do you mind if I do a little bit of back history on Calgary Greek style pizza and how it became?
Sure.
Excellent. So back in when the Greek immigrants started coming over to North America, one of their major landing points was New England, and all these Greek immigrants were making ciabatta style pizza, so thicker crust pizza, and it wasn't fine tuned to what we have here in Calgary, but it was the basis of the style. As the immigrants from when they after landed in New England, they started moving west. A lot of them landed in Saskatchewan and southern Alberta. So, so our style of pizza has a bit of a base in Regina, Saskatoon, but Calgary is where it really found its home and was, fine tuned to what it is today. It's a thick ciabatta style crust baked in a pan with your heavy toppings and then cheese on top, baked at a lower temperature, about 550, which is high, obviously, but not like typical pizza. And then it's golden brown on top and golden brown on the bottom from being in the pan. So it's a pretty unique style. Again, what makes it Greek style pizza is again the heavy ciabatta, heavy toppings, and full fat mozzarella cheese baked golden brown on top.
Man, that sounds good. It sounds pretty filling, I bet.
Yeah, it's a great pizza. It's the style that I'm most passionate about. I was when I came in the pizza industry back in as a kid, there weren't a ton of different styles. It was like we have today. We have California, we have New York, we have Calgary Greek style, we have Windsor, we have Detroit, Napoli, Roma. There's so many different styles of pizza nowadays. But I'm pretty fortunate that Calgary Greek style is what I grew up with and what I was passionate about. And that's why we make what we make.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, because it stays with you for a while too. You don't just eat it and want to order another pizza in
Yeah,
about 5 seconds afterwards.
yeah, it's a heavy pizza for sure.
I
Yeah,
love
not
that.
like Chicago. It's a little bit smaller than Chicago, more ciabatta style, rather than the crusty red top Chicago style. So
Okay.
a bit more unique. Yeah.
Well, tell me about some of the ingredients that go into it and your sources of food, and
Well,
do you
sure.
gluten-free and things like that?
Yeah, we do a gluten-free pizza as well. Should go back to the toppings and where we source. We source everything we can locally in Calgary. So our first rule as a restaurant is we want to source everything in Calgary first. That's our first choice. Our second choice is Alberta. Our third choice is Western Canada, then US and Mexico, or Europe is our final. So we want to stay as close to home as possible. Like for instance, our mozzarella cheese is made here in Calgary by a local provider called Alberta Cheese. They opened in 1974, I believe. Italian immigrant came over to settle in Calgary, started making local cheese. We opened in 1976. We were one of the first clientele, and they make for us a full fat brick mozzarella cheese, and that works the best for Calgary Greek style pizza.
Well,
Uh, our pepperoni, our salamis are all sourced from Capital Packers in Edmonton. Our mushrooms come from Innisfil. Peppers obviously are sourced wherever we can get them, obviously. So we prefer Canadian. We love the peppers out of Ontario. Those are wonderful. Our tomatoes, we try and get them from Red Hat here in Calgary as often as we can. Tomato being seasonal, obviously, and there's some great greenhouses here that are producing amazing tomatoes. So yeah, all of our beef comes from the Red Deer area. We buy from basically four farms within a radius of around Red Deer. That keeps our flavor profile consistent and the same. That way, there's no, if the cow is grazing on certain grasses, that flavor profile follows through with the steak, and it never changes. So consistency is important to us as well.
that's really farm to table. Yeah, I mean that's a
We try.
concept. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
become so people, and you
So
guys are,
we've been doing farm to table before it was cool to brag about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's quality. That's quality.
Thank you.
Um, so what other sort of menu items do you have? There's like about four different types of things that you have, right?
Well, we have multiple things. Our menu is quite, quite vast, but our four core products, like what we're known for, our key products are our pizza, our lasagna, our amazing homemade Caesar salad dressing. People come from all over the city to come get it, and our steaks are the four key products that we sell.
Well, that sounds pretty awesome. I'm just going to show some
Thanks.
pictures that people have posted. And this is from your website, and these are from people that have taken pictures themselves.
Yeah, those are pictures that our clients have taken. No, those aren't ours. Those are great though. Oh, yeah, awesome.
Look at
So
that.
people
And
who love us really love us.
yeah, I've got ribs
Yeah,
too.
yeah. We got our Greek style ribs are incredible. Massive 24-ounce rack of ribs, slow cooked. Uh, lemon oregano, or you can have them barbecue style as well. But I would say the Mediterranean ribs are probably another one of our key products.
And here's your
It's our
store.
frontage.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
so that's
The orange and black and browns, and yeah, I think it's based on comfort, I guess you could say. Orange is a comforting color, or a trusting color.
awesome. And here's your location. I'll come back to this later. But you just
Sure.
mentioned one of the core. So you've got some core principles as well. You were saying.
Yeah. So I guess our four core our four core values, or I'll call it, is comfort, consistency, and connection. So those we call as our four C's: comfort, connection, consistency. Comfort for the style of food that we make. Connection, where is the connection that you make with your family, friends, loved ones, first dates, uh, over a slice of pizza. And consistency is we make the same style of food in 1976 that we make today. We don't deviate. We stay in our lane. We make large portions that are filling, and you know, kind of like grandma's kitchen is what we kind of want to make you feel like you're sitting in grandma's kitchen. She's in the back mixing, meat sauce in the back stove. The dough rising. When you walk into the door, that's the first thing you'll notice is the aromas. It hits you, that rich tomato sauce and the bolognese cooking on the stove, the the dough in the back rising, the oven's baking off pizza. It's just a powerful, comforting smell. Yeah, that's what we do.
So yeah, and here's your webpage. That's matadorpizza.com. And nice and straightforward. Here's your menu, dine-in menu, takeout.
Yeah.
Okay, so takeout. You had an interesting story about the takeout.
Hmm. So our takeout business is a big part of what we do. Our takeout and our online delivery. We not only have dine-in for like a dine-in family restaurant, and we have a full-service lounge, but a big part of our business is people coming getting pizza to go, and people having pizza delivered to their homes.
Wow, and another great entrepreneur story is Skip the Dishes.
Yeah, they've done a great job. So we were very fortunate with Skip the Dishes when they first launched in Alberta. Jeff Anderson from Skip the Dishes at that time came to Calgary, and I think I was his fourth sign up on the Skip the Dishes network. Remember, this is a network that didn't have any traction in Calgary back then. There was me and three others on the network, and Skip the Dishes has come to be a national and international player in the online delivery market now. So yeah, they were great to us as far as growth in delivery. We didn't do delivery in the past, so that was a really a good move for us anyway. And we're very blessed that our affiliation with Skip the Dishes has made us the number one independent pizzeria on their network. So we're very lucky.
That's not in Calgary. That's in Canada, right?
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Wow.
We're very lucky. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. You've done really well. Well, so how about growth since you bought it?
Well, since I bought it about 15 years ago, and kind of funny story as well. I was in the restaurant and bar business prior. My wife and I own restaurants in the Northwest Calgary. We sold, and we moved back to Greece for a bit. Had kids. my kids were starting school age, and my wife wanted to come back to Canada for school. Fair. We moved back to Calgary. I was looking for something to occupy my time. I was going to buy a little M&M meat shop, and I got the financials from the vendor. I met my accountant, which was also the accountant of the previous owner of Matador Pizza. So we met at Phil's Pancake House on 16th Avenue. I gave him the financials for the M&M meat shop. He said, "Well, I read these, you read these," and he handed me a file on Matador Pizza, all their financials. About an hour later, I made an offer on Matador Pizza, and the rest is history.
Oh, that's great. Because he's grown quite a bit. Like you have significantly more employees and staff than you did in the past.
When I bought Matador Pizza, I think we had 13 or 14 employees, and today we have 51. So we've had quite a large growth spurt over the last couple decades. Yeah, we're very blessed.
Man, it's being blessed, and it's hard work too. And it's obviously
It is.
Formula. You've got some recipes that are working out really well.
Well, let me give you a little bit of history too. When I bought the restaurant, the head chef had been here for forever. He's currently our longest serving head chef at 36 years. My executive chef has been with me for 16 years. So we have a great runway of employees staying with us for long term. Yeah. I have a server who's been here for 17, 18 years now. So we're very lucky.
That's
consistency.
So many other people are having just a really difficult time keeping staff or finding them in the first place, and you've got people that stick around for 36 years and 17 years.
Absolutely. So another kind of it might tell a bit of a story for you. During COVID, all restaurants were shut down. We were allowed to open for takeout and delivery, and that was it. Unfortunately, we had to lay off all of our front house staff, which is half of our staff. We kept all the chefs in the back, and we all bought into home work. We're not going to get sick. We're gonna make sure that we are only going from home back to work. Everyone bought in, and we were very successful during COVID. We were very lucky. When COVID ended, all the staff that we had to lay off all came back. everyone came back. So we were very lucky we didn't have to go find new staff and retrain. Everyone wanted to come back. It was incredible. We were very lucky.
Well, that's luck, and again, that's skill and good environment.
Very blessed. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of environment, do you want to do a walk around? We can do that really at any time.
Sure, absolutely. We can do a walk around. I love showing off my restaurant. We're not open yet, so there's people kind of running around setting up, but we'll just do a quick walkthrough. I'll turn the camera around if that's okay, and we'll do a quick walkthrough and we'll come back. All right? Okay, great. Bear with me to turn the camera around. So obviously we're sitting in the backdrop of one of our stained glass panels or murals representing the bull and the Matador. This has been here since the early 80s, and kind of a fixture here in Matador, kind of a focal point, I guess. So let's go this way. This is looking down towards the front entrance. We'll walk down. So again, the yellow lights kind of represent Grandma's kitchen, and the stained glass and the woods and the aroma. I wish you could smell. The aromas are just incredible. We'll walk towards the front door. This is our entrance, another stained glass feature. Our entrance, our vestibule. We have a little pizza paddle that's being burnt with the Matador logo. Welcome home. We'll go outside really quick for you. Oops. Of course, it's locked. Being on the corner of Varsity Drive and Saginaw Trail, we have a lot of traffic. Our front entrance is kind of etched in glass, and we have about 3,600 square feet from here to the end. We'll walk back in. Of course, this is where our customers are greeted, and then tables in the back of the dining room. And then our full service lounge. As you walk in, you'll notice we have a full bar, fully stocked. We have BLTs in the back. Those are very popular. We'll do a quick turn, a little bit about what we do.
Kickbacks.
Kick back and allow our family to serve yours. That's kind of our motto. And then homage to our age, 1976. We get really busy during the Stampeders games because they're so close to us. So that was nice. That was a gift from them. And then again, just the bar, beers on tap. And we'll walk this way back.
There's a lot of square footage there.
We have 3,600 square feet. And restrooms over here. We'll walk back towards the kitchen. It's just in the back. Sorry, everyone's trying to get set up and prepped. And the boys are getting ready. Good morning, sir. How are you? Good. And the boys are starting to make dough, as we can see here already. They're just starting off. They'll probably make about 3 to 4 bags of dough today, the 25-kilo bags. And then over here, this is Chef Rudran. He's our head chef. He's been here for 36 years. Making soups and simmering meat sauce, grilling some sausages. We'll go back to the front here. I'll go back to where we started.
Okay.
And that's Matador in a nutshell.
Man, that is great.
Thanks.
Well, you might just see me show up today for lunch.
You should. We'd love to have you. Next time you do a podcast, we'll do it here. We'll do it here live. We'll do a live feed.
Oh, sounds great. Yeah, the next time I'm in the neighborhood, I'm going to be popping in. That's for sure.
Oh, well, I can't wait to have you in house. So, Brian, I know you're interviewing me, but I'd like to maybe ask you a couple questions that maybe your viewers don't know about. Who is Brian, and what does Brian do outside of work? You being an accountant, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Well, I call my company Open Mind Accounting to kind of set myself slightly apart from others. Like there's a lot who just really like to focus on numbers, and they're happier at their cubicle than working. But I've had a diverse career background. I was in pharmaceutical sales. I was a stockbroker. I was fully self-employed for about 7 years. Went back into my CMA, which is certified managerial accounting. So that's business analysis and
Mhm.
cost accounting. It's cost accounting. And then got into public practice right away. That was my goal, is to help other entrepreneurs, because I'm an entrepreneur, but I've always been an entrepreneur within a framework.
Right.
And interesting things about me, you can see my ancient water ski behind me. That was, it's called a Maharaja. And I bought it, I have skied on it, but I mostly bought it as kind of a symbol of the history of skiing. And, just because I grew up skiing as a kid, or water skiing. And
Yep.
it was just so much fun. So I now showcase it because I'm not water skiing as much. I just put it, but I like the woodwork on it as well. But water skiing, cross country skiing, downhill skiing, put boards on my feet. I'm a happy guy, and I really get a kick out of helping entrepreneurs, seeing entrepreneurs grow. And to me, it's not just about the numbers; it's about seeing some growth, because I like to strategize as well, and trying to implement plans and different products that would help people. And I brainstorm as well. Like, people might say, geez, I wish I had a solution for this, and I might just know of something from what other
Nice.
clients are doing, without giving away anybody's secrets. But, well, what about this software? Have you tried that? Or maybe that's just enough to put someone onto a new train of thought. So that's me, really. And I work out of my house. I did buy a business. That
Yeah.
was in 2017. But when I realized that I was paying $3,000 a month for something I really didn't need. I mean, I'm already paying for this place, so why would I pay?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what? I have found that people have so adapted to screen sharing, that people don't need to go out at night. People don't need to go find parking and walk 2 blocks through snow, and or whatever, -30 with some wind. They can just stay at home. And the best part about it with screen share is that, just like we shared your webpage there, I can pull up their tax forms, and they can be at their own computer, and at their own desktop or laptop, whatever it is. And then they can really see what's going on. Whereas normally, with my accountants in the past, they would be at their computer and would tell me everything, but I couldn't see what was there, because unless I was sitting shoulder to shoulder with somebody.
Right.
But that doesn't always happen, right? So this is just so much better.
Are
So
you a father? Are you a husband? Or are you? Tell us a bit more about your personal side.
yeah, both actually. Yeah, my wife and I've been married for probably 23 years now, and my daughter's 21, and she's in university taking. It's called. It's leading towards occupational therapy, but the undergraduate degree is called community rehabilitation. So she has 2 summer jobs. One, she's waitressing over at Brewster's here in Airdrie, and the other
Nice.
is that she's working with uh, children that have different types of challenges, like physically. And so she's, for example, she was working with a little guy who'd never swum before, and he's blind,
Hmm.
but she got him swimming. And you know, these are the
Great
kinds of,
story.
yeah, this is how they're starting the occupational therapists out, with working with little kids first, and then to the bigger things. Like, people have,
That's
God forbid,
wonderful.
car accidents, and they get them walking again. And so she
So,
doesn't know.
so
She's gonna
being
go ahead.
so sorry I interrupt you. I apologize.
Yeah.
Uh, being Airdrie based, Airdrie, Alberta, who's your ideal client or your ideal new client?
Well, someone who is, I would say, any type of business is good. Someone who's large enough to have their own bookkeeper, or have one of mine, because I've got 6 contract bookkeepers, and that kind of goes up and down. But because then I can do more of my work for them. When I end up doing the bookkeeping, that takes away a lot of time from, because it's largely data entry. And by the way, a
Mm,
good bookkeeper is worth her weight in gold, because they point out things, they can kind of see things, and
absolutely.
turn it over to me and the client to figure out what that was, how do we report it. But yeah, then I can, if I've got that extra time that I'm not putting towards bookkeeping, then I can strategize. I can use all the education I got in the CMA about managerial accounting, profit
Yeah,
analysis, cost analysis,
absolutely.
and
Cost
my,
cutting is an important part of fine tuning your business, right?
yeah.
Understanding where your cash flow is going. So that's great. That's great.
And
What are some of the challenges that accountants are facing currently in this market, or are there challenges? I'm not really sure.
uh, Canada Revenue Agency is still one of the largest obstacles for everybody, and it's true. They're
Sure.
improving. They're improving, but I'll give you an example. Like I do some work at the university once in a while, and what I do with them is they're postdoctoral students, so they've got their PhD. They've traveled from around the world to get their PhD in Calgary. Now they're doing postdoctoral work, and they are now earning money. So it's their first time filing tax in Canada. So I just tell them how to do it, and it's
Nice.
very simple. It's personal tax, but they all of them comment and say, well, in Germany, it's not like that. It's so much more simple and so much easier to access government resources. France,
Hmm.
Denmark, Switzerland, these are all people that I dealt with just this year, within some in March and some in April. And so we've, despite the improvements, we've got a ways to go, like,
Right. Can you tell me a little bit about how it was dealing with CRA post, oh sorry, pre-COVID, COVID, and post-COVID?
well, it's really
Or
been
was there
about.
any challenge?
Yeah, it's been about the same. There's a lot of people are now working in their homes and still working in their homes from their cell phones, but that hasn't really made too much of a difference.
Nice.
It's just a matter, and they seem to be overstaffed, but the service level is kind of about the same. Anyone who's ever had to phone in has had to wait for as much as 2 hours, and then the call
Oh,
drops. So
oh yeah.
yeah, and then there's the CRA to contravene that has come up with something called My Account and My Business Account, where you can log in and see all this stuff yourself.
Right.
However, that half the people are locked out of it, and they
Yeah.
can't come. Like honestly, I would say 50 to 60% of my clients can't access their own accounts, and then they can't get. They have to wait for 2 hours in line to get it fixed. And
Right.
so nobody who's busy has time to. Your cell phone runs out of battery as you're sitting there waiting for
Yeah.
charge up. So
Absolutely. So you and I both have a mutual friend. His name is Jeff Humphreys, who runs a wonderful podcast called the Calgary Sessions. He's an avid water skier, and you touched on that just a moment ago. Can you tell me more about your water skiing background?
okay, yeah, it was fun. I built a boat as well. So I met
Wow.
in probably 2013 or 2014. He's a phenomenal skier, and I was there just recreationally, but he's just got way more talent. But anyways,
Don't tell him that.
so I got to know him slowly in that time, and his business is thriving and doing really, really well. Yeah, just because the guy is, and he's infinitely helpful, and he designed my website and has got lots of good ideas and advice for me on, a lot of the marketing stuff.
Right, right. What a good guy. I really enjoy Jeff Humphreys. He's a
Yeah.
good guy. Yeah, and kind of funny that you guys both water ski together. That's being in Calgary, we don't think of Calgary as being a hub of water skiing, but I can't believe how many people actually water ski in the city.
Yeah.
It's a great club you guys got there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I took over your podcast and and I interviewed you, but would you like to take over and continue?
No, I totally appreciate that.
Oh,
I
my
guess
pleasure.
that you and I met through the Gillen Gals, which is
Yeah,
best version, and
yeah,
we're both shooting our Cadillac version videos, and
yeah.
so I don't know if yours is out yet. Mine's coming. It's on the
I
way.
haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
They've been an incredible resource for me as well, and been infinitely helpful. Jeff is one. The girls, mom and daughter team, Jennifer and
Yeah,
Jen, and she goes by Jen, and Victoria,
yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah. Great
Some of the
gals, really nice ladies. Yeah, absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. But anything else pertaining to Matador I can help you with? Anything that you might be interested in? Any questions on the table? Go ahead.
We need a reservation, or can I just drop in?
We suggest tables of five or more to make a
Okay.
reservation because uh, you know seating is limited for big parties. But one, two, threes, fours, just walk in. We don't take reservations for anything under five. So yeah, well, we open here at 11 o'clock, and we're getting ready for a rip roaring day already.
Awesome.
It's gonna
Well,
be
with the
fun.
good weather, I'm
Yeah,
sure everyone's going to come out. So
I hope so. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's kind of funny. We do better when the weather is a little bit more on the other side because now everyone's getting excited to be outside because it's spring, So when the weather is a little bit rainy on the weekends, we actually pick up because we don't have a patio out front. So a lot of people are going to patios, drinking beer outside, having sandwiches and whatnot. So yeah, with the beautiful day we have today, it's going to be close to 20 degrees outside. I think I'm hoping that we'll get some of those people in today.
Yeah, it's one of your core values, right? Comfort, when people want comfort food when it's raining. So
They do. They do. Yeah, they want to feel that warmth inside, right? Yeah, for sure.
well, Jason, thanks so much. This is Jason Seitanidis, Matador Pizza. I showed his website. It's just matadorpizza.com. And
Yep.
yeah, I encourage everyone to reach out to Jason and go and sit down and chat with him. He's an extremely approachable guy, and you might see me there. I guess I'm going to try and get there as often as I can.
I appreciate you guys. And everybody who's watching, thank you very much for watching this podcast. I appreciate it. And thanks for having the interest in Calgary Greek style pizza. We appreciate you.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Jason. All right.
My pleasure, sir.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Thanks again.